What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1206 of FloWrestling Radio, live from Southern Oklahoma. For me, I'm your host, Christian Piles, traveling back from the Oklahoma State-Iowa duel, and joining us in Austin, Texas, the usual cast and characters. I believe, I haven't actually, but I've heard their voices. We've got Andrew Spencer Spey, James Dean Rader, and Father John Kozak, America's side piece. After an incredible showing by the Oklahoma State Cowboys, an amazing dual meet atmosphere, could not be on the show, at least for a little bit. Who knows how long the 5G is going to hold up from this car. I've got the Sweet Prince here. He's driving for safety. I've got Caleb in the back, sports dubbing, making some sweet content. Get to JD. JD, where do you want to start, bud?
You're kind of cutting it out on us, Christian.
Already,
right? As soon as we go live. I do want to kick it to you at least first because you were in the building in Gallagher, Iowa. Just how amazing was it in there? How cool is the atmosphere?
That was an unbelievable atmosphere. And, I went to some dual meets last year, and I went to the Stanford duel, but they've really upped the production value. Really, they get a show there. And hats off to Oklahoma State, the administration. I think David is very much the kind of a driving force of the vision in venue, but it was unbelievable, and the wrestling really delivered. Their appetite for
destruction.
You really feel when you're there. It was an impressive show and impressive dual meet.
You've been to some big duels, some Iowa, Penn States. Where does this one stack up for you in terms of energy, atmosphere, just kind of the memory of it?
It's definitely up there. Iowa, Penn State 2020 when Iowa won was definitely crazy at Carver Hawkeye. I've only been at a few big Penn State duels. I wasn't at the Penn State one in 2018. But this is definitely up there. The moment of pitch pinning Spencer is still like the most nuclear moment I've ever experienced in wrestling. But the sustained energy for this dual meet was unlike any I've seen. There was no lulls. There was no moments where the crowd was out of it. They were into it start to finish. It's there.
All right, let's talk actual wrestling. Let's start 133. Jack's Force, because holy effing cow, nobody has ever done that to Drake Ayala in his career. And so does this change how we view Jax going into the postseason now? And the decision made
I think it should
him.
a little bit. Yeah. It should to an extent. I mean, you watch the Seidel match, and it's like, okay, he won, but it was far from, you weren't thinking, all right, this guy's about to go on a run and smash everyone at 133. Certainly, after the Seidel match, you're not thinking Jackson's going to show up and tech fault Drake. As you mentioned, it never been done. A little bit. I mean, I think he has the most offensive capability at the weight, and for that reason, if you're the best scorer at a given weight class, you can win a national title. And he may leave here I think in some people's eyes he might be the favorite. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think you've got some final bosses, and Big Ten's in my mind, and that may be rare, for I think everyone else could have been there, but in my mind, I do view him a little bit differently, even though he's been so great in so many aspects of wrestling. This did change some things for me.
Changed everything for me. I'm getting crazy.
Really?
Not everything. I'm being exaggerating a little bit, but I did say last show, like, can he? Yes. Will he? I don't know. That's changed for me. He's my pick. Like after watching that, he's my pick. Maybe I'm overreacting to one match. Seidel can beat him. I'm not saying he's far and away the favorite, or maybe even should be the betting odds favorite. But it's like, if I'm going down on a ship at 133, tie me to that anchor. I'm going down with that ship because he feels like the safest bet. The question is, can somebody like Marcus Blaze or Lucas Bird slow him down? The answer is yes, but I think not enough to win. He is still going to put more points on the board than them. It's just what I believe.
Yeah, I think if Marcus Blaze specifically didn't exist, and maybe I'm underselling Lucas Bird as well, but it's almost, looking at Marcus Blaze, he's almost the perfect counter to Jax Forrest. So it's like, man, which one's going to win? And it feels a little bit like, I was thinking about this yesterday, Jax Forrest is to David Taylor what David Taylor was to Cal Sanderson, right? Like that's like a great comparison. Jax coming in and being like a face of Oklahoma State at the beginning of David Taylor's time there. But it reminds me of the matchup similar of like David Taylor, Kyle Dake. Like David Taylor, this dynamic point scorer, man, he blows everybody out. But then you got somebody like Kyle Dake who kind of can wrestle him and matches up with him well. So I feel like that could be the same case with Marcus Blaze and Jax Forrest.
All I'll add is that to JD's point, if you're going to go down with the ship and pick a wrestler to, be tied to the mast to no matter what, then you could pick a lot worse wrestlers than Jax Forrest. Like, if you're going to ride or die, at least pick a guy that is going to go out there and not stop action and put points on the board. Because then, if you lose, but you still get more fun wrestling out of paying attention.
It's like betting an over.
Yeah, you're betting on excitement. You're rooting for it.
Right.
Yeah, and it seems like not just the excitement factor, the ways he can win matches, I think that factors in. He doesn't have to win getting to your legs. He doesn't have to win neutral. He can win on the mat. He can win counter. He can win if he has to go and get it. That's what it feels like. The Elite 33s all need to win a certain kind of match, at least at this point, based on what we've seen. I feel like we haven't seen Marcus Blaze's final form either, so don't forget that. But it does feel like there's a specific way they're going to win matches, and that is not the case with Jax Forrest. He's so varied in how he can win, how he can score, and that was on full display last night against Drake, who, I really feel like Drake's was coming into his own and looking pretty good. And he had some nice moments there too, where he almost scored on that go behind. I'm still not selling all the Drake stock, but as a title contender, I think that ship has certainly sailed.
Yeah, he got ridden out. Jax rode him out in the first period. That's kind of alluding to what you were saying, where turns out Jax is actually good on the mat too.
Yeah, everything was on display.
Extremely good.
You saw not as complete arsenal, but you saw a lot of different moves, a lot of different looks, and the counter offense, the straight-up offense, the go get it when you want to go get one, and then, top, bottom, it was all there.
You ready to admit pulling Jax out of high school was a good move now?
No, it's looking pretty good. I maintain what I said, that Jax next year with a full run up would be better, but he's so good right now. He's undeniable, and I on the one hand, I'm a cautious person in some things. On the other, I really admire the outside the box thinking and the gutsiness of it from David, from Jax, and the Forrest family. Like it's kind of a gutsy thing to do. The one thing I do hope, is if Jax wins a title, I can say 133 can't be the best way because a high schooler literally won it. So at least I can hang on to that, right?
Sure.
It's a good hedge there.
I feel like the other thing, most topical note from this duel was 184. There's a lot to get into, the fact that Angelo didn't wrestle, but let's talk about the no takedown call at first. We talked a lot about this basic exact situation scenario. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago, when there were several reaction time no takedown calls over the same weekend, and then it happens again today. And I think we're all in the boat of that should have been a takedown.
Of course it should have been, and of course it wasn't. Right? As soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, let me rewatch it, because I had the live stream up too while I was in venue. I thought it was certainly there. Gabe's behind, and for me, and this is, I'm obviously not an official, right? But when you guys on one hand, two hands up, comes up, doing all this different stuff to clear the position, that's what reaction time is. It's not a guy, we're in quad pod, the guy runs around and the hands immediately come up. That's not what we saw here. Hands down, spinning around, and listen, I love the Ryder family, love the Arnold. I don't care about that. I just care about points and points going up on the board. And this was a takedown. This is a takedown. And I actually, there were a lot of refs there just in the audience. One came up to me, appreciates how we talk about this stuff, and we're not, we don't blast the rest, but we're critical and we call both sides. And he asked me a question. He's like, you don't think that there should be, you think you should err on the side of takedowns? And I think, this is what the ref said. He's like, I think, they increased it from 2 points to 3. Shouldn't there be more there, required? And I thought about it before I even answered that. And I thought about it more. And my answer to that is no. I think nothing changes about that. They increased the points to increase the scoring. And it did not, because you changed it from 2 to 3, there was nothing altered about what was required to earn a takedown in the rule book. So the way I'm answering that question is no. It should not change the burden required to earn a takedown. On the contrary. So I think they got this one wrong, period.
Well, the crazy thing too is if we should do a comparison between this takedown and the one that Gabe Arnold gave up against Dylan Fishback. And it's like, man, I don't know. What do you...
When you're a wrestler, you're put in this position where it's like, all right, I'm going to wrestle according to the rules. And then you get on the bad side of both kinds of calls in this situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to feel for Gabe Arnold in this situation. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I think Gabe's that he gave up was less of a takedown because, look at it's not on the screen anymore, but, I'm looking at it right now. Gabe is way more behind the hips than Fishback was against him, and had two hands down. So, you could almost put the same criteria, and it's like, okay, well, they called this one takedown, they didn't call that one.
And Zach reacts. He reaches back and doesn't immediately pop out. He has to do a wrestling move to escape.
Right,
it's 3-1.
I will say...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because... or no, it was later in the match But after this, we did get my favorite moment of the duel when that old man flipped off the ref in clear view of the camera, prolonged. He went thumb out too. He went old school with the L.
Freedom Rockets.
Yeah.
I missed that.
It was the whole environment was electric. I mean, I know we want to talk about more of the wrestling here. While we got CP before his 5G craps out, and you have to go to the WinStar and recharge. But I mean, so much went into making that an event and making that like a core memory for all the fans that showed up there. Between the tailgating beforehand, the performance of the athletes, and then everything else that went around with it. Pistol Pete firing off his boomstick, every song, the walkouts, the entertainment in there. I mean, it was the total package. It was a show.
Back to 184. I mean, the real reason they didn't call this for a takedown is because this match was destined for sudden victory. Like, it just
really
had to
was.
happen.
Burroughs called it immediately on the commentary.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, who wants to bet? This is going into overtime.
And then in overtime, Ryder kind of gets to the legs on the edge. Gabe goes towards out of bounds. And I actually thought Ryder screwed himself at first because he kept his toe in. And I thought if he would have just like taken that action out of bounds, they would have hit Gabe for stalling. But then he kept his toe in, and I thought they were going to go out of bounds, and action was going to be the call.
They did go out of bounds. They did go out of bounds.
But then it was
Zach
stalled.
went totally out of bounds. No.
Initially.
Yes, Zach went. Both his feet were outside the cylinder. That he went out. It was really fast, but he went out. And if Iowa had had the brick for that, they could have challenged that. But they had lost, 5 minutes earlier. On the previous challenge.
Kozak just got the screenshot.
So, he's out.
Yep.
So they missed that. I understand why that gets missed to a degree, but yeah, this was. I tweeted I didn't like this match. I don't care who wins, obviously, but I just didn't want it decided that way. I thought the no takedown was rough. I thought this was a tough way to. I did feel like Gabe was the aggressor in terms of offensive output. I think Zach did. I think he won the hand fight for sure. And I think they're both pretty freaking equal. And I didn't want it to come down to this. I fully expected Gabe to get called for stalling there. The second he kicked, I was like, the match is over. And I think Gabe needed to be a little more aware in that moment. You think about Marcus Blaze did this to perfection against Ben Davino. Now, this should have been stalling too. But you kind of bring yourself to the edge, but then you're wrestling enough that you don't get hit. But him turning and kicking away, that really hurt him. And I think I think deep down, if you can remember, that he had a warning. I think you need to recalibrate how you defend in that situation.
Absolutely. Now.
Well, I'm just going to add that, we've said it plenty of times, but the edge stalling rule is very little consistency, and out of all the times to call it, I could definitely understand calling it by the rule book. It is, but so many times it doesn't get called. And to end a match, a lot of times they err on the side of not giving that stall call.
I'm sure the answer is no, but I'm still going to ask, Christian. Did you get any insight on Angelo? You get some eyes on target? How's he looking?
No, I didn't see him. I don't even think he made the trip. I think he's gonna be there at Big Tens, and I think we see Gabe up at 197 at Big Tens. That would be my prediction.
Okay.
Hey,
and
that's kind
regarding
of nerve-wracking for Iowa fans, right?
well, Angelo's not going to allocate, so I mean he'll qualify. He'll do what it takes to qualify.
I just meant you're thinking, preseason. It's like this guy's a lot of people's pick to win. He was my pick to win. Now it's like I don't think so. Just because I feel like you have to be darn near 100% to win that weight.
100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of cause for concern for Angelo. Yeah, I'm right there with you. The guy's already in a lot of really close matches, and if you're somewhat limited, for sure. But then again, this guy's gonna be wrestling in the semis. You can't convince me. And then he's gonna be in a one takedown match in the semis. So in some ways, it's concerning. On the other, even an injured Angelo Ferrari, if they put him out there, I feel like the percentages are lower from preseason, but honestly, not by much in my mind.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree with that too. It's just it gives me like something to make a pick on, like versus before you're like, I don't know, like anybody could. Well, okay, Angelo's hurt. Could he still win? Obviously, but now I'll pick Aiden Sinclair, right? Because I see him teching people regularly, and I haven't even seen Angelo wrestle in 6 weeks.
You need something to justify those picks besides I flipped a coin and here's what
Exactly.
I landed on. You can at least write a sentence of, well, Angelo's been out and is potentially limited in his abilities.
Right.
Hey, before we go to the next topic here in Oklahoma State, I want to catch us up on the chat. We got some rich boys in the chat this morning. A few super chat donations. Also, I did a poll. Will Jack's Forest win NCAAs this year? 62% say yes. So a lot of people riding that Jack's Forest.
People love overreacting to one
hype
match,
train.
including me. I am the people.
Yes. So we have our first donation from across the pond. Infa Wrestling gave us 79 cents in pounds, I believe. They say
79 pence or
79 pence.
79
Yes,
pennies of a dollar.
So he's I believe a British, I think he wrestles Greco, but big on the Twittergrams. He says Jack's Forest winning Big 12s and NCAAs. So not a question, a proclamation. 205 David 19 $9.99 super chat.
Oh,
We're getting 2 foot longs.
All right, Bezos.
He says,
Double
I'm
meat.
not that poor, Kozak. But, question, how better was Marcus Blaze? How much better was Marcus Blaze when he beat Jax at the Clarion Open 2 years ago? And what percentage do you give him beating him again?
He's
a close
asking.
match.
It was.
Is he asking how much improvement we've seen from each guy?
Maybe. It was 9-4. 9-4 match. I would have to go back and watch it because I don't remember
Jack's
it.
got the first takedown.
Okay. So I think that's a good question, just like comparing where they were at then to where they are at right now.
I think both guys you could just immediately say are more mature and more developed and more adult. And so they're going to be a lot of the wrestling might still be there. I mean, you see the wrestling DNA starts early with these guys. You watch their middle school matches, and there's a lot of that in them as, when they're in college and beyond. But, I mean, they're both different people now. So it's going to be hard to say exactly, what has changed. I mean, what changed is now they're becoming adults.
Same, but different. All right, let's run down this duel real quick. Starting at 125, where the duel started. I don't have a whole lot to say on this match other than this felt like kind of the match we thought we were going to see at national duels that then Peterson ended up winning, wasn't able to this time.
Yeah, I mean, Troy got on the leg right away and secured the finish. Dean had an opportunity as well at the end of the first or the second, and Troy was able to stop it. Troy rode for a while. I think that was important. I think even Tom Brands alluded to that could be a difference maker. If you get that early takedown and ride tough, it makes life difficult. I kind of wondered after he got the first takedown, I was like, man, that was kind of easy, honestly. He got to the legs, no problem. But they didn't really get to him again, and really not a ton of attempts beyond that. I thought we might see him push for more, but at the same time, when you lost the match the way he lost it last time, you're probably erring on the side of caution because in some ways pushing for that takedown lost him the match against Peterson the first time. So it's a nice win for Troy to get that one back.
Absolutely.
I was a little surprised to see Dean start his sprint so late in the match when he was down a takedown, and Troy's got stalls to give if he needed to. He ended up giving up getting warned, but it was nowhere near enough when he really only had to start kind of backing away or playing that the end of the match game until 30 seconds left, and then that was over. So guys, if there's a minute left, consider that the time to start going. I mean, I don't know, maybe I know match management is it's a personal thing on every level, but it seemed a little too late.
We talked about 133, 141. kind of a classic Sergio Vega match. Kale Peterson comes out. He's actually looking pretty tough. He's getting to Vega's legs, but just can't finish. He can get 90% of the way there, but, man, Vega's going to make you get all the way to a takedown. And then just at the end, it's like, all right, cradle, 6 bonus points for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I honestly thought one of the bigger storylines out of this duel was Sergio Vega, and not in the fantastic way he won, but I was pretty shocked how few scoring opportunities he gave himself. You know, I don't know. I don't know how it looks for you guys on the stream. I was kind of up a little removed, so I couldn't see all the body language, but it didn't seem like Sergio had his full output there. Wasn't able to get to Cale Peterson's legs. We watched Dylan Ragusin last week, was kind of all over Cale. And obviously Sergio is maybe the most dangerous counter wrestler in the game. Certainly at 141, that's the case. And it played out fantastically for him with the pin and everything. But I don't know, I was a little it's good because you win, but it's also, a little bit like, it was kind of a little surprising how few scoring opportunities he gave himself.
We've seen this from him in some matches this year.
Against who?
I mean, good point. It's not against.
Well, it's almost like he wrestles sometimes to the level of his competition. Like even with Nasir Bailey, you try to do the transitive thing where it's like, okay, he beats Nasir Bailey in overtime, but then he goes out and decks Brock Hardy, and the same thing with like Echemendia, really close match. I believe he's had a couple like one takedown type of matches.
That's why I wasn't all in on him
against guys you think he should be blowing out.
I was picking Brock in their second match because I just thought Brock had
Tyler Wells 3-1, Jordan Titus 5-1, Pearson Manville 8-3, Josh Saunders 5-0. So there, like you said, there is a little bit of a track record.
Mm-hmm. And after this match is when you're like, holy cow, Iowa is not winning this, and it is not going to be close.
Well, look at the swing in points from the NDI duel, and then this one. You have two results reversed at 125, 133, and then you get 3 more bonus, so it's like over 15-point, 16-point swing or something like that.
I will say Iowa did punch back, and it actually ended up being kind of close. You knew it was never going to change just because of Iowa's back couple weights in the lineup, but then it actually ended up being a kind of close duel after the middle weights. What's going on with the ski?
I was honestly really surprised he didn't wrestle. I was at practice the day before. I watched him and Rabadou drill really hard, and I thought Casey looked fast and strong and ready to go, and was cutting right. So I was like, I even told these guys, I was like, there's no way Casey's not wrestling, right? Like, and I think that's kind of maturity from not just Casey. Obviously, he has to do what the coaches, but the coaches to sit Casey and think big picture there. Like, they said it was close, like that they really considered using him, but ultimately they decided not to. And that decision was made before the duel. That wasn't like Sergio got up big, he's not going. He was not wrestling in this duel meet, but he's fine. He's gonna be good for Big 12s, and they were just being cautious with Casey. But I'm telling you, I thought he looked great in the practice I watched the day before.
Good. Block took care of business. 157. Yeah. I want to talk about this walkout.
Did y'all see it?
Yes.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, they showed the entire thing. The Michael Myers lookalike as they play the song, and then Rabadou comes out. You know what? I originally kind of said maybe Landon shouldn't take the Halloween theme from Carter's Garage because it just fits Carter better. Like no one's gonna do that better than Carter probably. But you know what? If you do that production, you can have it. I'll flip. I want to know.
I thought it was awesome.
Best entrance from Oklahoma State. Jax, Landon, or Merrill.
Yeah, Panda.
Man, the Merrill one is so Kung Fu Fighting. It goes so hard in venue. It's unbelievable. I mean, the fans, without question, I think prefer Kung Fu Fighting. Cody Merrill's walking over anyway. Crazy for Cody. I would say that one, but the Michael Myers and Robidoo one is definitely insane. Of course, I love Funky Town, but if I had to pick one, Kung Fu Fighting, no, listen to it on the, that's how much we liked it. But I love the production value, them having fun with it, and honestly, for Robidoo, if Jack Forrest came out to the Halloween theme, it'd be like, this is not really the fit. You're kind of a little too nice. Well, like the first question I asked Landon Robidoo, he says something. He's like, I just want to kill people. It's like, all right, this is there's good.
He is Michael
There's
Myers.
good synergy. I think that was I think that's the exact quote. It's something along those lines. Like Michael Myers, it maps. He is that kind of he has that kind of mentality. So I think it fits all their personalities.
I agree. Where I think why I pick Kung Fu Fighting is because it has that kind of the flowy intro, but then it punches when the beat drops like right after the first little whatever intro.
They had a guy wearing a Panda.
That was the exact conversation in the car, JD. That's exactly what we like. Connor was like, man, it just goes so hard when it starts. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now what kind of costume can someone wear for Funky Town? Because you got Michael Myers, the whole Halloween costume. You got a panda head, like a half a mascot or whatever for Merrill. What's just the disco guy for Funky Town?
He could do like
Disco stew?
the skirts that you wear in like Hawaii, the Hawaiian girls, because that's what I think of when I think
Grass
of
skirt?
Funky Town. Yeah, something like that.
Think of like a luau?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
Okay. I've never ever seen
Oklahoma
anybody
State, if you're
connect
listening,
Funky Town
don't do that.
to a hula.
All right, maybe you go disco. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a disco song.
Back to 157. Robidoo comes out, gets the first takedown right away, and I was kind of like, he could push for bonus in this match potentially. And then he kind of sat on this, and Jordan was able to keep it close.
No inside info, but I think he looks just limited right now. Compared to the beginning of the season, his output's not there. Not sure how well he's able to drive off his back foot. I don't know. He's still a freaking winner, and he's going to find ways to win. But in his practice, he looked great, fine. I didn't see anything, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like that freshman lull, and it's like it's nothing but nitpicking. And Jordan Williams is high quality wrestler, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he's dealing with a little something.
Okay.
I did like the scrambles I saw from Jordan.
Yeah.
I thought he put some nice sequences together, but didn't result in any offensive points.
Chelsea Robidoo, he did the Soriano stance in the middle of the mat after he won.
No.
Just took it all in, yeah. Just, you cross the arms, flex.
Just a little b-boy stance.
Yeah.
I think of that as Mark Hall, not Nick Suriano.
I guess, yeah, Mark Hall did it first, but Soriano
He
did
beat
it
Bo
after
Jordan.
Soriano did it when he beat Dayton, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice move. I feel like that can be shared amongst different wrestlers.
65. Christian had a good read on this.
Caliendo.
Lockett was my pick. I was not confident, but this did feel like Lockett is not untouchable enough to go undefeated as a freshman.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing for D. When you win as much as he has, you maybe think you can't lose. And I thought we'd see, I mean, Caliendo coming off a loss to Joey Blaze. I just felt like that match was so close last time. Caliendo's a winner. He's felt D Lockett. Like, D's really special. And I think it was Caliendo's opportunity to, make those adjustments, and he did. I mean, he came out, he set the tone early. D never really fully got in the match, got in his group, got in a rhythm. I was Caliendo's match kind of start to finish. And D, I think he got going a little late in the match as well. Like, he really didn't give himself. If you learn anything from their first meeting, it was that you're going to need multiple opportunities to score on Caliendo, right? Like, that was, I mean, if you go back and rewatch that match, D stung him with like 4 or 5 really hard doubles in that first period and couldn't quite score him. It took a lot. And then I felt like in this match, he didn't give himself many chances to score. And I'm not saying that's D being, not working for it. I give credit to Caliendo for maybe taking D out of his game a little bit. But I saw this coming a little bit for sure. I like the bounce back for Caliendo. Caliendo is a guy who, in a lot of different weight classes, he's probably the favorite to win. So I think Caliendo's very much that guy. I think he got 3 monsters vying to be Mitchell's main challenger, and also vying to be opposite of Mitchell Messenbrink if you're being for real. And now it feels like Caliendo will have an opportunity if he can make the Big Ten finals to be the 2 or the 3, which that's the place to be at the 165 bracket.
Yeah, in that match, it felt like I think Lockett's going to learn a lot about just like tactically how to approach a match when you're down, because he didn't give himself many opportunities after the first period. Like, I think there was one time in the second he really went after a single leg, and then in the third it was like, oh, he's really just going to try to sprint at him at the end and get a takedown. And
he's gotten away with that this year.
Yeah, that's
once or twice.
That's what I mean. But I feel like the conversation afterward is like, hey, like, don't leave it to the last.
I'm also
30
asking
seconds.
him why he kept just so casually walking to the edge. Like, was he trying to like kind of showboat a little bit? Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, act cool, being like, this is nothing. I'm chilling. I'm cool. I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it at all.
But he would literally just like straight up like turn his back when he escaped once or twice and walk to the to the edge.
I saw a little bit of the reverse of the 125 bout, reverse from the team perspective, where you would say, okay, D, you did your job. You stayed in the match as long as you did. You're 1 takedown away. But if you start your sprint really that late, you're not giving yourself the opportunity when Caliendo is good enough at avoiding, the desperation shots.
174, Patrick Kennedy gets it done in Patrick Kennedy fashion. But what a roller coaster for his second takedown. He almost got taken down right there, and then actually got it done with the scramble. So good for PK.
Yeah, I would say in not Patrick Kennedy fashion.
Yeah,
he got
true.
that done. I mean, him counter scrambling, he was dead to rights there. I need to rewatch it to even understand how Facundo didn't wind up with that takedown there. It looked pretty close to imminent, but you got to give credit to Kennedy for winning again. And I thought he probably would. I didn't think he would, but he kind of controls matches for the majority of them. But it seems like late in matches, he kind of gives a little bit of hope. He did the same thing against Bo. I mean, he controlled that entire Bo Mantanona match, and I felt like he controlled every element of that Facundo match. Yet he lost one of them, and he was very much in position to lose the other. So, if you're getting your hand raised, it's good. But that is something to kind of like earmark, like late in matches. What is happening here?
Yeah.
Not a lot of good news from this duel for Hawkeye fans, but those 2 matches, Caliendo and then Kennedy, those were nice wins to close out the regular season career for both of those guys going into their final postseason. You can say, all right, you got the revenge Caliendo match, and then you got another good win for Patrick Kennedy. Showed some really cool scrambling ability. And I'm sure Cyon's going to have something to say as he walks right into. Yeah, he got in the door. You finally got your key card, Cyon? As we move out of this office in a couple weeks?
Finally got the app since you chumps wouldn't let me in the door anytime.
Finally got the app. Now
I was in a month.
I was ready.
All right, not much to say here about 197 and 285. Just, guys who aren't supposed to be in the lineup for Iowa getting in there. And so, not much to say. Ben Keeter would have won. We know this.
Yeah, it's. I think there's a lot we could still say. I think we could pull up a sheet, the score, and we could get an update and give an update.
I got boned at 184. Gabe should have won that match, if that's called correctly. And I didn't know Keeter wasn't going to wrestle, so I got boned there.
Yeah, this was
at heavyweight.
Definitely the week of boning for JD. If there would have been,
in the bone zone.
Yeah, if there would have been a tie, he would have won by getting boned. So, Christian won 4-2 at JD. It's a tough one.
Easy, dominant win. I punted 149. I picked Swiderski knowing full well he wasn't going to wrestle. I do this weekly. I pick guys that aren't going to wrestle to give a young guy a chance, give him a shot, and
well,
he couldn't do it. He picked when he picked Ben second overall. We audibly gasped. We knew this was rife with. We knew we call him JDOA when he makes those kind of calls, and that he was DOA this week.
R.I.P. Well, I mean, that was just CP throwing JD a bone during a week that you did get so many other bonages.
Yeah, I got really boned.
It is, something to say though. Like, we found out Christian was cheating a couple weeks ago with the first pick.
That was
so
discovered.
We don't know. Like, we maybe Christian could have slipped you something before the show.
Said, hey, inside info. Just want to keep it fair.
Mm-hmm. We don't know.
No,
I'm not gonna say that.
I made these picks in sound mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see once the testing comes back.
I just didn't know that it was bone week.
Once we do the B samples of his text messages, we'll know.
A couple things from the chat to catch up on.
I do want to know, did Keeter travel? Like, was he there? How hurt is he? Or was this just the duel was out of hand, so there's no point in putting you out of here except to bone JD?
He was there. He weighed in. I think he was available if necessary, and he wasn't necessary. Man, Iowa got pinned 3 times and teched another time. I mean, has that ever?
It was the breaking up a little bit, but largest margin of defeat of Iowa over Oklahoma State since 1961, according to the Oklahoma State tweet.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could have been worse. Like I said, after 141, I thought it would have been worse, probably. But although I had Ben and Gabe winning, but whatever.
It could have been 9-1 very easily.
Right.
I mean, 84 and 74 were right there for the Cowboys. Well, I guess 8-2 because Caliendo, and I guess you could say, D could. I feel like D really didn't give himself a chance there, but 8-2 was on the table. Yeah.
All right, Christian, anything else you want to say about Iowa, Oklahoma State before we let Cowboy Christian get out of here?
Saddle up and head out back to Texas. No, great duel. Love.
Christian just
Oklahoma,
loves love.
Iowa City State College. What I say?
You're breaking up pretty bad.
I do love love. I'll just go. I was gonna say something meaningful, but I'll see you guys later.
I love you too.
All right. Bye, Christian.
Bye.
Safe travels.
I got a few things to catch us up from the chat. Best walkout. People are just riding that Jax high. 45% say Jax over Rabadou and Cody Merrill. So
we need to get Vega and Lockett their walkout theme.
Something signature.
That class all needs their own thing.
Yeah, and then We did get another super chat. I'll ask that one in a second. There was a poor boy question that was good, so I would like to.
I don't like how we're doing class segregation of our chatters.
I would like to ask it. I got to find it, though. It was how good – I can't find the person that asked it, but how good would Oklahoma State's team be if they redshirted Hamady, Plott, and Wyatt Hendrickson last year? Because they
had them this year.
They all had a red shirt,
back.
and they could have brought them back for this year.
Hindsight's 2020,
Kind of fun
my
to
friend.
think about.
True. Now, in this scenario, though, does Jax get pulled out if those guys are on the team?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I mean, yeah, because they'd still need a 133. So gives them a heavyweight title contender. Title contender at 74, where Facundo's currently probably in that 5 to 8 range.
Here's an actual fun question for you.
Okay.
So, obviously, Wyatt Hendrickson beat Gable Steveson. But in this simulation, does last year Wyatt beat this year Younger?
Ooh, because he lost to him. What,
Yes.
When was that? A couple years ago?
2 years ago.
Makes you think. Yeah.
More time in Stilly. Is that enough?
Yeah. I mean, I think you still give Wyatt the slight edge, but it's super competitive. Super competitive match, for sure.
If they wrestle this simulation 10 times, I think it's split. I might, maybe this is crazy, but I might take Younger.
It might sound crazy, but as a Cyclone diehard, I might take the Cyclone in
Correct.
this match.
Over the guy who beat one of the greatest American wrestlers of all time, at Gable Steveson. I might do that.
All right, we did get a $5 super chat
Nice.
from MJ5249. They want us to do a hypothetical whiteboard wars for Penn State, Oklahoma State. I think that's kind of on everyone's mind this year. It's like, man, the two teams you want to see duel, they didn't.
We haven't
wrestle.
done one whiteboard war this year.
Yeah,
Those things are collecting
hypothetical.
dust. We're just using them to keep track of our grip strength.
Maybe just yeah, for real. Maybe just a quick how do you think that duel would play out?
Okay, so 25, I favor Lilidol.
Mm-hmm.
33, I favor Jax, but
Okay.
that's toss up.
But that's just because you're caught in the moment right now.
Of course, yes.
Maybe by the time we actually do the whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
41, Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Sergio. 49, favor Shane Van Ness.
Mm-hmm.
57, I would favor Duke.
Yeah.
65, Mitchell. 74, Levi. 84, Rocco. 97, Barr. 285.
It's kind of a toss-up.
Kind of a toss-up.
Mirsola's
been hot recently, but that is also just because
Yeah.
Doucette hasn't wrestled probably the best. So,
Well, the crazy thing is,
if he would have beat Ben Keeter, we might not be saying. We may be
Yes.
saying Doucette's the
So it's
favorite.
7-3, 8-2,
State.
Penn State.
well, that's what everybody wants is right as a challenger to Penn State. Just general fans. Obviously, Penn State fans are happy continuing to obliterate everybody. But
So
it's
kinda what
like
everybody wants.
when you look at Oklahoma State's roster and their lineup and its composition and the recruits that they got coming, the Rainies and the Drayshons, you go, okay, this is a young team. They got 5 freshmen. They're going to challenge. And then you look at Penn State's team and you're like, they don't lose much either. They got young guys everywhere, and they got Masa Ono just chilling, waiting to come back.
Yeah. All right. I have one more from the chat, and this one, another poor boy one. It just made me laugh. From Big Lou Sasselman.
Big Lou.
He asks, doesn't Mikey Caliendo look like he should be named Silas Allred, and Silas Allred should be named Mikey Caliendo?
Okay. Because
I
the
never
red
thought
hair
of
I
that,
get,
but-
I don't know why.
I don't know
All red
about.
should be Mikey Caliendo.
I don't know about. Silas doesn't look like a Mikey to me. Maybe,
He looks, yeah. He has
Silas
a,
Allred
but he
is
wrestles for
definitely more of
Nebraska, so he's got to be.
yeah, he's all red.
if you met a redhead named Silas Allred, you'd be like, okay.
When All Red wrestles, instead of the Go Big Red chant, they do Go All Red.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
I mean, Nebraska really does have a run of reds. They had Chad Red, Isaiah White, and now Silas Allred.
And you just tossed Isaiah White in there, but yeah.
Because their colors are red and white. So they're keeping their singlet colors. Hey, I had a
Yeah.
question for you guys, and maybe the chat wants to weigh in. Did we pick up any more of CP's Oklahoma accent on that call? Is Cowboy Christian drifting more towards the Oklahoma
just-
lifestyle? And will he send Caleb to Stillwater 2-3 year and forget?
Potentially.
Caleb got some work in while he was
visited.
out there.
Yeah, he visited the farm
Yep.
as well. So I could see that accent developing over the next few years.
Caleb
for
developing
sure.
one as well,
Yeah.
and then the whole family.
All right. Let's talk everything else that happened this weekend quickly. Iowa State, Missouri happened on Sunday. Kind of the most notable ones from there was Seth Mendoza
Yeah.
takes out Jacob Frost. This was his 5th date. So now the Tigers have a decision. Do you
Yeah.
use him this year? I say yes because,
Yeah.
he's ready to All-American. Is he going to win the title this year? Probably not. But you know what? In the state of college wrestling, it's like,
Get your licks
don't wait 4 or 5 years because who knows what's going to happen to your body? Who knows what the landscape is going to be? So if you're good, just go wrestle.
Well, I wonder. We haven't seen Josh Edmond. Well, I guess he did wrestle. Never mind. He wrestled 10 days ago. I was going to say, I wonder if they're going to drop him because he's been at 41 this whole time, and this is his first year up at 49. So part of me wondered if they were going to drop him down because Seltzer really hasn't been any kind of a threat to All-American.
He's not that guy, pal.
Not that guy. But, I mean, Seth Mendoza's been great. His only losses at 149 are to Casey Swiderski. He lost 4-3 and 7-5. As you said, just beat Jacob Frost. He also beat Tegan Jameson, a couple other ranked wins as well. He wrestled Cannon Webster and Charlie Millard pretty competitively up at 157.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
say
forgot that he was. he grew into an adult.
yeah.
Yeah.
I say
Summer.
you roll him out right now.
It was kind of interesting. His first takedown, he went knee pull single, lifted to kind of that Iranian position, waterfall, whatever you want to call it. But then he locked both of his hands up top, overhead in a double, and then brought it down. It's just kind of interesting. I hadn't seen that before, but he's flexible. He's funky. I don't think anybody spends as much time on their butt like after shooting in that weird like where your knees and legs are on like a W almost. Besides Seth Mendoza.
I think I spend
lives
more
there.
time on my butt. Lots of people that don't wrestle spend more, but not after shooting because I'm
Right.
not doing any shooting.
Right. Still no Little Frost for Iowa State.
Yeah, a little less than a month, so we'll still allocate, I believe, Evan at 133. But they had Garrett Grayson there, and he got the dub.
Yes, he did. Oh, Iowa State's back to blonde.
Yes.
Too, that they've done the past couple postseasons, which I love a college team.
Doing the high school move.
Yeah, doing the high school move. And especially Vinny Zerban looks like a complete crazy person because he's got that long hair
Yeah.
that's clearly dark, and then he just goes full blonde. But-
JD, I think you should give that a shot one of these days.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, with the full
Diet.
mane that you got going these
Yeah,
days, a little curly.
that definitely would not look weird with my thick, dark eyebrows.
Eyebrows and mustache. Yeah. Now I need to see it.
Younger had a really cool moment too. It was his senior
Senior
night in Hilton. Obviously, being an immigrant from Cuba, he got choked up and emotional
Yeah, I mean,
coming off the mat, which was really cool.
that was a great takeaway I got visiting Ames before the season started was we've talked about it and we did a little documentary about what Anthony went through getting over here, but it was very similar to Younger. They've known each other since they were kids back in Cuba, and both of them could not express enough gratitude for the fact that it is not a good time for the country of Cuba right now. That's all I'll say. It's you can read more about it online, but if you're a struggling athlete to go from your youth in Cuba to the college town of Ames, where there's so many resources and the athletes live and get access to resources that it's luxurious. I mean, they're still working hard. Obviously, they're not getting softed in all this luxury, but to think of everything they have available for him, Anthony in particular said, if he ever is having a bad day or is something's annoying or whatever, he just thinks, look at where I am, look at what I got going on. And it's nothing but gratitude. And, you can see that in Younger as well. He's a little bit less effusive. He's a little bit less, outwardly emotional as Anthony. But it probably hit him pretty hard there on the mat in Ames. Last match in Hilton.
Maybe the best duel of Friday night, NC State Cornell.
Yes.
kind of a tale of two tapes of the duel, but the biggest result there was Biskins defeating Jackson Joy. Christian said it on Wednesday's show that he should win just to mess up 149 rankings and make Kozak in my life's hell even more. And just Raider Bone Week continued.
Yeah.
It started on Friday.
You
right
tried
there.
not to get that evil on you, but it stuck.
Yeah, I blame Christian for this. And yeah, it makes it hard because Jackson Joy's been really good all year, really dominant, undefeated, and then loses to Coy Biskins. Who Biskins, he's been solid, but did just take a loss to Winton Dinkins. Is that right?
UVA,
like 2 weeks ago. So, and certainly doesn't make it easy. Like Caleb Tyus is undefeated outside of the Bo Bassett loss. So does he go to the number 2? Does Biskins jump up because he beat Jackson Joy?
Isn't that time where there's enough body of work where results don't change the rankings as much as in the beginning of the year in the fall? But then if you don't move a head-to-head like that, then people see the rankings and are like, what the hell? You just beat this guy.
Right.
Like, how are these rankings like this?
Yeah, and Biskins has other really solid wins. But, yeah, the loss to Dinkins kind of throws a wrench into some things as well. So,
First
yeah, I
loss
don't know.
of Joy's varsity career.
It's interesting. Official loss.
Official, yeah. Bo Bassett
Oh, no, wait.
wins over half the.
Wait. I'm getting him confused with Colin Guy. Colin Guy lost to Winton Dinkins. Biskins lost to Colin Guy. They've split this year.
Yeah.
Biskins also lost to Ethan Stiles. Okay. That's that was my confusion with with Colin Guy and Biskins.
Well, I just went with it because I'm like, yep, I knew Dinkins got a big win recently, so
Yeah.
shame on me.
It's interesting. The mat was the difference in this match, but for Biskins, because he got the takedown and then rode Joy for like a minute to finish the first period, and now that could have changed some things obviously as the match went on, and then it went into sudden victory, and Biskins got the takedown to win, but one more point on the board doesn't go to sudden victory.
Yeah, I mean that was Biskins was the big win for NC State, and that gave them the edge that they needed. But
They needed it, 1918.
1918, because 2 big wins from Cornell. They had 2 top 10. There was 2 other top 10 matchups in that duel, and they both went the way of the Big Red. It was Vince Cornella over Ryan Jack 5-3, and Simon Ruiz over Matty Singleton 8-6. So a lot of great marquee matchups. You love to see teams schedule these tough duels. Cornell and NC State have been really strong programs for a lot of years now, and that they put this on their schedule right before or at the end of the regular season when they got conference weekends coming up.
Another 1918 score, Army over Navy.
The Star Duel.
1980, the Star Duel for the troops. Who is it? Brady Colbert was the savior for Army.
Yeah.
Came down to heavyweight, and he won it for him.
This is a fun duel if you get a chance to watch these. This should be the Tim Tebow of the week.
Just the entire
Just because they're both
duel?
Yeah, just the intensity. I mean, you'll see it at EIWAs. That's one of my favorite things about EIWAs, which you'll be at.
EIW Space.
Quick plug, American University, March 6th and
Live
7th.
on Flow.
But the Army Navy guys, they'll be a smaller contingent because they don't travel. I mean, they're busy, doing troop stuff on
Troop stuff.
at the academies. But when they have a home duel, there'll be the small contingent of the guys that travel, and then the rest of the gym is the other team going nuts. And it's just a fun environment. I mean, these are the future leaders of the country, and then they're just out there going nuts. It's fun.
UNI beat Wisconsin 16-15 yesterday. Jack Thompson was the savior in that one. Senior night, got a win, stepped in because Ryder Downey was gone.
Well, it looks like Cyon.
What's up, Cyon? What are you doing? You want to say something provocative into the microphone?
Say what?
You want to say something provocative into the microphone?
I don't do such things,
Cyon,
man.
would you like to get canceled? Go ahead.
CP's already canceled me years ago, man. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, that's a freeze frame. He's not actually watching you right now, so he can't.
Man,
He won't
an ugly-
find out
that-
until
that-
later.
That's an ugly picture.
But it's not like he was posing for it. It was just whatever the camera got cut off.
Hey, could you put that CP picture back on the live screen, man? That's literally a face that only a mother could love.
Man, that's cruel.
Really going in.
Yeah.
Look at that face right there.
It's a handsome man,
Tell me,
handsome
fans.
fella.
Y'all comment if that's only a face a mother could love.
Right.
Here's
what I
want to know.
Yeah.
You have any hot takes for the postseason? Sion's hot takes, what do you got?
Man, 133 is going to be a crazy weight class. Who's winning? You know what, man? I got all these young freshmen out there whooping up on people, but it's hard to bet against the man that's the national champ right now.
Okay,
got
Lucas
I
Bird.
got Bird. You know, it's hard to bet. They haven't beaten him yet. He's still the champ. They're freshmen.
Yeah.
They still got to get through the
He hasn't
gauntlet.
wrestled them, though, is the thing.
I think some of these freshmen, you got like what? I say at least
Some of
two
these
of them.
freshmen.
Two of them may make an All-American.
Two of them.
Two of them may make an All-American.
Between Jax and Davino and Blaze and Seidel.
Yep. At least.
That is a hot take.
Yeah.
I like to-
That Cyon said so. Yep.
Because
Cyon
Cyon
said
said
so.
so.
Christian's in the chat. He said he wants you off the show.
Oh no.
He probably did. Did y'all bring him back on?
He's in the chat.
He's chatting it up on
Yeah, he says
YouTube.
get
I want to
off- get him
compliment you
off the
guys.
show.
I'm going to compliment Nikki for that extra mic
In
work
order,
right
in
there.
order to get Cyon off the show, we need a
super
big
chat?
time super chat. From
Christian, you have to super chat to
Yeah,
get
CD.
Cyon.
Don't be a poor boy.
Poor boy.
I just like to compliment you guys for being on brand. We got 5 FloHawks.
Wait,
Look at all the logos there. Sweatshirt, hat, mic, whatever those
Yeah.
are called. Mic stands.
Wait, is that a live feed of CP?
No, it's not live.
Oh.
Staying really, really still.
Oh no! I mean the
He's in the
one.
chat
The
live.
one.
Welcome to
the other one.
YouTube.
Yeah, he says he looks
Cyon.
Is that one the live chat? Of
This
CP?
is the live chat.
No,
Yeah.
this picture here.
No, this is old. This
Oh,
is,
okay,
Yeah,
all
this
right.
is behind. This is 30 minutes ago.
Cyon, you can just FaceTime him right now if you really want to see more Cyon.
Nah,
I mean, more CP.
not at all. So, what did y'all think of this weekend, man? What do you think of that Iowa match last night?
Oh, now
Okie
we're getting
State.
interviewed.
I mean, we just talked about it for like 30 minutes.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it.
All right.
So,
What do you think about your clones going into the postseason? Who are you most hyped about?
See if Younger finally gets over that hump. You know, gets that national title 2 years ago. Didn't really live up to what he was expecting for this postseason. I think he gave up more takedowns in that round of 12 match than he did the whole season.
because of Younger's past, he is he's tough to trust
Yes,
in March. Well, only at Nationals. He's great to
Yes.
trust at Big 12s.
yes. Poland, 25. I don't know. Still not really sold on him.
Poland?
Steve-O,
Steve-O.
Oh.
Poulin.
I heard Poland.
33.
That's not even that far of a stretch for Cyon.
30,
No, that's
33.
actually pretty on.
I don't know about, I haven't
Frost.
seen Frost
He's
wrestle
been
in a
MIA.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And then 41. I ain't even going to say his name. Enchimima. Enchimida.
Yes, Aunt Jemima.
Forgot about
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yes.
He's gonna. I think he's top 3. Top 3.
Top 3.
Top
Okay.
3.
Yeah, I think he finally gets Sergio at Big 12. Whoever wins the Big 12, is going to get that 2 seed.
Okay.
Good ball knowledge.
49. I don't know if Frost is big enough for that weight class.
He's
I
big.
watched that match last night. I don't know if he's strong enough. He doesn't look like he's strong enough. It looked like he got like a little out scrambled and a little overpowered in that match.
He got out scrambled. There was a couple times, too, where Mendoza got like almost – he got in on a shot and just had his hands locked.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, he'd be like on his butt. And you're like, all right, well, you feel like against – to me, it said more about Mendoza than Frost because I feel like most of the time Frost is going to defend and if not even score there afterwards. But Mendoza was just able to pull himself in.
I was very impressed with that second takedown.
Yeah, Mendoza's good.
Yeah.
All right.
57.
Cyon,
All right.
I gotta stop you. Christian gave a super chat, so we
Ah.
gotta cut you off.
You have to.
Wow,
You
that's
have
how
to.
you get canceled.
Man.
Unless you want to get in the chat and you want to give.
You could pay your way back in.
He
Yes.
got 1999, so you got to go up to 20.
Christian went in 20?
1999.
Wow, he really would.
Oh.
So CP
See
still
enough.
hating even though he's not here.
Yep.
You gotta go. You gotta do it. You have to obey the
All
chat.
right,
Rules of
all
the
right.
chat.
The chat
I'm
rules.
going to get out of here.
All right,
Thank
love
you, Cyon.
All right, cool.
And
Break
broke the
something on
mic.
your way out.
All
Bye,
right.
Cyon.
Back to quick recap from the college weekend. Rivalry weekend. North Dakota State beat South Dakota State 20-13.
Battle for the Border Bell. Mm-hmm. Going back. That was a good win for North Dakota State. It's
Weird
been
season for South Dakota State.
Yeah, very weird. Yeah, you beat Minnesota if you're the Jackrabbits, and then you drop one to North Dakota State, and then who
In the
else?
same season, Minnesota beat Iowa.
Yeah.
Indiana beat Purdue to become state champs. And like I said, UNI beat Wisconsin 16-15.
Two more rivalries I'd like to point out that I think should get on more people's radars that were contested on Sunday. There was the battle for which side of Illinois is better, north or south. SIUE beat NIU, so South wins.
South.
And then the oldest military rivalry in the South is VMI versus the Citadel. It was the Citadel to claim a portion of the SoCon championships, regular season championships, along with App State and Chattanooga.
Classic three-way tie for SoCon regular season title.
Classic Spider-Man meme.
Classic.
All three are pointing at each other.
Spider-Man meme. Let's get to some news before we move on and get to questions. Aaron Brooks suspended 2 years by USADA. That finally became official. I mean, this news came out when Brooks made a statement. Shoot, when was that? Like May? Something like that. So we've been waiting, 6 months or however long it's been, even more, for this news. The big thing is, though, the dates. He will just miss Final X in 2027.
Right.
So he will not be eligible to make the world team. So he will be back for Olympics. It could have been a 4-year suspension, but it got negotiated down to. You actually read. You were in the docs.
I read the full statement. So what happens is you have the USADA, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, on one side, then you have the athletes or whoever gets tested positive for a anti-doping rules violation on the other. Brooks got tested positive in the report you can read. So then when they challenge the rule or the positive test, then it goes to the Court of Arbitration of Sport in Switzerland, and they hire a lawyer to kind of hear up both sides and then make a decision. USADA said, hey, he got caught. That's a 4-year ban. The Brooks' side said, A, it was an accident, and B, I didn't know that it was, a banned substance.
I didn't know can't count it clause.
What's that?
I didn't know can't count it clause.
Yes, exactly. And then when they looked at all the evidence, the arbiter said, okay, I'm willing to say that, there is enough probability that you didn't know what you did was wrong. And then it goes through the timeline. And Aaron Brooks, immediately after he tested positive said, yes, it's for this thing called DHEA. I don't really know much about it, but it's a banned substance. Like, I knew after I started taking it, I looked it up and realized it was banned. So that's what the test was. Like, I don't need you to test the B sample, but obviously this was just a huge accident. I wish I could take it back. He said, okay, I'm willing to believe that. But the other thing that you have to prove is that you weren't being negligent, that like somebody, tainted food that you were eating or something. And it's, no, you went out.
The Canelo clause. I ate tacos.
Yeah, and there was something was in there that I didn't know about. There's no way I could have known. And the arbiter said, absolutely no, you should have known. You said that you went to the store, you bought something clearly labeled DHEA, and DHEA.
Very clearly, there's a picture of it.
Yeah, that substance has been banned for decades. You get all the education saying you are responsible for what you put in your body. Here's the way you test. Anytime you pick up a supplement, you should Google, put everything through this database to see. You did none of those things, therefore you do get banned 2 years, but I'm reducing it from the 4 to the 2. And he will miss everything through the 2027 season. Won't be able to make the team, but we'll be able to participate in tournaments after, I think it was, April of 2027, and that means he will have like a full run-up to the 2028 LA Olympics.
Man,
so that was the whole thing there. You can read more about it, but that was basically the gist. And I would also like to say that, man, like, if you're Aaron Brooks, I sympathize a lot. I know there will be a lot of people that, will say cheating, should have known, whatever, and it's all bad, but having to go through that process where your fate is not your hands, you messed up, whether, I don't know, it's just got to be nerve-wracking, not fun for the family, so I sympathize there, and I hope he's having a better time now that part of the process, which did take a long time, is over.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of tough when it's just like you just took a widely known banned substance
And
to feel too bad.
Well, I mean, I understand anybody that's going to have other opinions of it. I'm just thinking of, like, being in that situation, having to explain it to lawyers and his arbiter, and then not knowing for so long and being in that limbo.
Yeah. Do you know why this took so long? That's just the arbitration process?
That's just the process. You had to get lawyers and court times and all that stuff, and file this, file that, get this information. I don't know anything more than that.
All right. Before we move on to questions, I wish our video works better on here. Did y'all see? Excuse me. We got to talk a little Iowa high school wrestling, right?
Iowa.
From our
JD
show.
demands it.
I wanted to know, did y'all see the controversial call at 106 1A finals? I know we posted the clip of whether it should have been a takedown or, excuse me, an escape or not.
I did see that. Yeah.
So it was clearly an escape, right?
I mean, I don't know how it wasn't an escape. Yeah. Did you see it, Spay?
I don't think I did.
I'll see if I can. I'll find it and pull it up.
So
We had a nice team out in Iowa, but I was deep in the college results.
right,
This weekend.
I wanted to get Mason Lindenmuth on just for a minute, just to get his thoughts on the Iowa High School State Tournament, because Mason, born and raised Pennsylvania, wrestled at Penn State, so he's unbiased. So I was like, I'm gonna get him to come on and admit that the Iowa State Tournament.
He made a nice.
Is where it's
I saw
at.
his Twitter post about it.
He made a Twitter post. I did text him.
He said, "Yeah." Or go ahead.
But he's flying right now, so he couldn't come on. But I was like, all right, just give me a quick, kind of rundown on your initial thoughts. He said, 1, incredibly knowledgeable fans. They love wrestling in Iowa, and the people really shout for it. 2, when Drayshawn Ross and Blake Fox won their 4 titles, the standing ovations gave me chills. 3, the cheerleaders in both corners really threw me off guard. I've never experienced that before.
I told you that was weird. You keep saying that. That's normal. Everybody should experience that.
I didn't say maybe it wasn't weird. I just said I didn't know it was weird until I left Iowa.
And not weird in a bad way, just different.
4, don't know if you want to address or not, but that 150 1A bottom quarterfinal was the most chaotic match I've ever seen. 5, Des Moines is an awesome city. The Skywalk was so convenient, and there was a bunch of great bars and restaurants we didn't even get to. Andy kept us eating good all weekend. 6, for any wrestling fan, this event is a must-go-to event.
All right, sign me up.
That's what he said. So,
Well, yeah, appreciate Mason. He's a very valuable member of the team. I also like to tweet Brock Height, who is also a member, a longtime contributor to Flow and works the Pennsylvania state championships with Mason. Quote tweeted his tweet saying all the nice things about Iowa and just said traitor.
yeah, I was about to say, Brock will never admit
Anything's better than PIAA.
correct.
I mean,
and to him, nothing is better than PIAA.
They got an argument. No, I mean, Iowa does an awesome job with their state tournament, but Pennsylvania is also a big deal.
I found it. I'm going to play it on the stream. It's not going to come through. Our videos don't come through great. It's going to get better once we're in our new studio.
It's going to get better.
It's going to get better. But is this loss of control? Red is on bottom right now. Is that correct?
Even though he's on top. Cyon just hollered, even though he's not supposed to be on the show. Lost
right
of
now,
control.
the guy that's on bottom had a front headlock, and they never called an escape.
And even he wasn't in front head the entire time. And what really happened was Red dove in on the leg, trying to get a reversal as time expired instead of kind of just pushing away.
So right now,
You have to call loss of control.
You got to call loss of control.
Must. Yeah,
Right.
that looks like an escape.
They
to
never
me.
break contact, which is why they did not call it an escape. But
That's insane.
and because when the match ends, he's on the leg, which
Yeah.
normally you wouldn't call
Right.
an escape.
But before that,
It has to be like loss of control,
yeah,
which only would have sent it into overtime. So
doesn't
you
win
know,
the match.
right. Martin
Right.
still could have won, but
Don't be afraid to award points when they are due.
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah, that was tough for that South Central Calhoun kid. I definitely thought it was loss of control. It's kind of a big one. What I should have asked Mason was, is he going to start saying state?
Oh, instead of
No,
states.
instead of states.
You guys are
We're a
Iowa's
state.
a state. You win state.
Yes.
State.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where like I have my personal preference just because it was always states, but I don't think I can make myself care what other people call it. So when there's this whole like online and people start raging on Twitter or whatever, like, oh well, obviously it should be this, or you're a fool, obviously it should be this, and then they may have their justifications. I'm like, yeah, you're both right. Who cares? Like, let's move on. Let's build a bridge and get over it.
I will say the like, oh, you go to, or like it's the Nationals, it's Olympics. My only rebuttal to that, then we can move on, is yeah, but you normally say NCAA championships, Olympic Games, But in Iowa, you would always say the state tournament more often than you would say state championships. You're not like, oh, I'm going to the state championships.
Yeah, whatever you
the
guys
state
want to
tournament.
do. You want to eat your chili and cinnamon buns? You want to?
Cinnamon buns.
Yeah,
You mean cinnamon rolls?
cinnamon rolls. Eat those too. or your pork tenderloin. Go be Iowa.
All great things. All right, let's get to questions.
Oh, I
Kozak.
have some other great things, speaking of, that I'd like to get to. How about these rad shoes from our friends at
So
Nike
rad.
Wrestling? Look at this.
So rad.
Look at this stack of shoes. You got the Inflict 4s. You got the new Freaks in 2 different colorways. This is the Persian red right here. This is the red, white, and blue, and gold. And you can go, you know where to get these? AthletePS.com.
That's right.
AthletePS.com. Go there right now. The postseason is going on. It's over for some states. But now it's off-season training time. Get yourself some fresh kicks. Get some new shoes. Get in that wrestling room and get better. Do it with Nike Inflicts and Nike Freaks or whatever pair you want to get. But go to AthletePS.com to do it.
Yeah, I was at National Preps over the weekend. Great tournament. My first time there.
Nice.
They did a really good job, start to finish, getting done early Saturday. I really liked that. Shout out Lake Highland Prep. They won it on the boys' side. Wyoming Sem on the girls' side of things. But what I was going to say is I saw a lot of these wrestlers wearing the new Freaks.
New Freaks are out.
None of them lost.
Not
So,
one.
yeah,
one
there's the
person who's
common
All right, so
Freaks
there's the
lost.
John Kozak guarantee. You get yourself some new Nike Freaks. You will
Yeah.
never lose again. Well, just got a whole generation of Cale Sandersons.
There you go. All right, we want to do questions?
Let's do it.
All right, we got some rich boys in the chat coming through. 108 boy, just a $5 foot long donation.
Yeah,
no
what's the-
question, just W Flow Wrestling.
W.
All right.
All right.
Dub for that guy, too.
Thanks, man. All right, Logan Ward 208 $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Can you break down the Arizona State upset victory over Lehigh? Where's Manville and Larkin?
Yeah, Arizona State, their lineup is like never the same.
Mm-hmm.
There's always somebody in, somebody out, but we hope to see 2 Larkins. There was no Kyler, right? Caleb wrestled?
No, Caleb. Kyler accepted
forfeit.
a
Oh,
the
forfeit.
forfeit.
Yeah, here I got the box
Box
score up
score.
there for
Not
you.
a great showing for Lehigh going into the
No.
end of the season.
Not good.
The big upset was Zuba over Taylor at heavyweight. Taylor's been dealing with injuries. Did he have the mask on? I didn't get to watch any of the
No, he didn't have a mask on, but
had some
couldn't
knee-
finish.
Mask off.
Couldn't finish single legs on Zuba. Really tricky leg defense from Zuba. Nico Ruiz, big win over Max Brignola as well. Cal Valencia, he's kind of rounding into form, stringing together a couple good wins. And Colton Hawks as well.
Yeah, 97. He's a guy that had a big win a couple weeks ago, right?
So, yeah, he beat Rademacher to
Yeah.
help Arizona State beat Oregon State. So, Arizona State, a team that is, maybe a sneaky team to watch out for at NCAAs. Of course, you got the Larkins, but there's a couple other guys on that team between Nico Ruiz, Colton Hawks, David Suba, where I could see them.
They
maybe
could sneak onto the podium. They could make a run, especially Nico.
Right.
And then no Stanich for Lehigh.
No Stanich for Lehigh. Yeah, I have no inside info on that. I haven't asked. And if I found out, I'm not going to tell anybody because I could be wrong.
Keep that internal because
Yeah.
once bit, twice shy.
Also, shout out to my Lehigh boys, Dom and Beckruz. They helped me with clips all weekend at National Preps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a little freelance work.
Big shouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yep, they got into that clip game. They were, they got some of that view fever. They're competing to see who could get the
They
most
get the
views.
bug, the numbies bug,
Yeah, once you
and
get
you're
those-
like, wow, how much did that one do? Oh, what do we got to do different next time?
Yep.
Yeah, they gamified those numbies.
Yeah. All right. Another question from the super chat. 101. John Gonzalez, $4.99 in the super chat. Over under 3.5 NCAA finals and 4-1.
Under.
I think so too.
Oh wait, say the first part of that again.
Over under
Yeah.
3.5
Yeah.
NCAA finals
Yeah.
and 4-1.
Oh. All right, I get it now. Well, you took the over?
Under.
Oh yeah, I'll take the under
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
under
Two
is-
escapes.
It's a very specific.
Like you get 4-2.
score.
Yep.
But this reminds me, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. So I had a dumb rule idea this weekend as I was watching.
Okay.
And something doesn't sit right with me that there's a scenario where each wrestler gets one takedown in the match, and they escape in the second or third period when they get out. But the wrestler who got the first takedown can have more riding time, 59 seconds, we'll say. But the person who got taken down first escapes, and then they score at the buzzer as time expires, not giving the person who got the first takedown even an opportunity to escape.
Yep.
They will win the match because they got taken down first and were able to escape.
Yeah.
That doesn't sit right with me.
Okay.
So whoever has more riding time wins the match. You don't have to have a minute. You were able to ride for longer than they were.
Did you have this?
So this is like criteria.
I would.
Did this come to you in a dream?
No, I don't remember what match I was watching, but this scenario
didn't like it,
this
yeah.
scenario was playing out, and I'm like, it's not fair
Yeah.
I
that
think
this
it's
person
fair.
could win.
That's life.
I think it's totally fair because the rules are the same for both guys. Get the first takedown, or get the takedown when you need it most. That's
That'd
what
be
makes
like-
short time so important. And I would rather just get rid of riding time and just go to regular criteria.
Like I said, it was dumb, I know, but it doesn't sit right with me
Yeah.
that you can win that match just because you got taken down first.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that was my idea to how do you stop this? Well, if you have one more second of riding time,
yeah.
you
yeah,
get a point.
I can't say that's the thing keeping me up at night these days.
Doesn't sit right with me.
Okay.
That's what's killing college wrestling.
I love it when people make like, and that is
That's
why
gonna
college
grow the
wrestling
sport.
is losing pro or whatever. Somebody
Grow the
says.
damn sport.
Yeah.
All right. More impressive red shirt being pulled moment. Brock over Brewer or Jax teching Ayala? This comes from our boy Slink.
Both
More
pretty
impressive,
legendary.
Jax, probably. Just because he tagged Drake Ayala.
I like
That didn't really feel like quite the same. Like, I know it was, like, officially his shirt is pulled.
Yeah.
But when you get the 5 dates and then it's different
Yeah.
because we've already seen Jax and we kind of knew. Like, it wasn't official, but it was like, come on, Jax is wrestling this year.
That's what made the Kate Brock redshirt pull so awesome. It was like,
Whoa.
boom. It's
Yeah.
it happens. You wrestle one match. It's not like, well, they can evaluate it or this. It was like, they like what they see in the room. Let's go give
Right.
them a national champ.
Yeah, it felt so huge, and then the way that he did it too was like more shocking, I think, than anything. To where, I mean, if you tell me that Jax texts Ayala is like with the way that he can do stuff on top and catch it, like I maybe would believe it. But yeah, going into that, like I didn't expect Cade Brock to pin Cody Brewer.
It was more shocking.
But there is no way.
No way.
That
Yeah.
was a fall.
Jack Spades on the call. Legendary.
All right. Indiana Wrestling. If you're David Taylor and can pluck one international wrestler with eligibility for your 26-27 roster, who do you choose? One international wrestler.
Oh, no, because
I was gonna say,
then he is
somebody
not
knows
wrestling
that.
for Penn State.
Yeah.
There
So
you
it's
go.
a swing.
I think Zare would be fun. Just like the showman that he is. Or Masumi with like how he's like a giant.
Yeah. Can he make 285?
So intimidating.
Probably.
Yeah, he can make
And as
285.
much, he's probably more of a showman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, and he's definitely more of a hothead.
Masumi would be awesome.
I mean, a couple of years, maybe a year ago, whatever, it would be Tajudinov would be like first pick. But
Sadie Cakes, just get the goat.
on the downward slope.
Maybe.
All right, Tyler Perry. What is criteria for wild card allocation?
And you only get him for 1 year. Like, I just want to see Sadie Cakes wrestle folk style.
Just
Daddy
some
Cakes
folks
and-
know.
and
1
just
year.
it's like, all right, well, David's building a show at Oklahoma State. It's like you could pull some champion that probably most people haven't heard of, like world champ that nobody knows.
Yeah.
But you pull out Sadie Cakes, that's a big boy move.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a showstopper.
Maybe a grad transfer. All right, Tyler Perry. What's criteria for wild card allocations, draw-ins for NCAAs? Do we know?
I think they use the same system and then just take
Take the next guy up.
whoever the next people are,
Mm-hmm.
because they like after the allocations are out or the initial ones, or no, they have to figure out who qualifies to conference and then
Yeah.
they pick the wild cards.
And then there's like 5 or 6 wild cards.
And it's just
per
whoever-
weight.
Yeah, who's got the highest. It's a mixture. They call it the matrix, or maybe we call it the matrix. I don't know. But it's coaches ranking is the most important thing. So usually that mirrors pretty closely to our rankings or other rankings that are out there. And then it's like RPI, win percentage, are the next two, head-to-head, conference finish. That'll all get factored in.
Okay, next question. This is from Alex Pierce. We talked about this before the show. I don't believe we talked about this on the show. He says, what was your favorite part of the Oklahoma State duel, and why was it the clips of Brands getting beat back in the day being played on the Jumbotron? He says, love the pettiness in such a historic rivalry. What do you guys think? So for those that weren't in the arena, apparently they played Kendall Cross beating Terry Brands before 133 or after 125. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I just asked CP because I saw the tweet, or I put it in our Slack, and CP confirmed it. I didn't know when it happened, though. And also CP said that they played, Alan Freed?
Beating Tom.
Beating Tom Brands.
That's fair. Hey, my opinion was that's absolutely fair game.
I would have been.
I didn't even think it touches a line. I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's a little. So the
two
things that make it different than, let's say, you're at a football game and during the halftime they'll show clips of the last time Michigan beat Ohio State or vice versa or whatever. Is those were post-collegiate matches just of the coaches. So this isn't them in Iowa singlets wrestling and Oklahoma State beating them. It was former Cowboys beating them. So that takes it a higher level of pettiness. Plus, a team sport and an individual sport are just going to be different with how pointed and directed they are. If it was Tom Brands played quarterback for the Hawkeyes when they lost to Oklahoma State football, you could say all right, well that was the team. We didn't have a good day or whatever. But when it's one-on-one, it's just a much more personal level. So look. I'm not saying it shouldn't be allowed or Oklahoma State, whoever made that decision, should be, reprimanded. But I do think it's definitely 2 notches higher than doing it at a team sporting event.
Yeah.
For those
and
reasons. And you're still 100% on board.
Oh, it was a phenomenal move. Yes. It was great. I would have done more.
Because you love being at the player haters ball.
Well, you're professional. Tom Brand gets paid over $500,000 a year. I don't think, you're eligible for that. This is why sports rule. It's rivalry.
Because of pettiness.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it.
All right.
All right. Virginia's for FRL. What city would you put NCAAs in if it were going to be there every year?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
I mean, selfishly, I'd be like Austin because I live here. So I think that would be a pretty good event. I wouldn't put in one place every year. I would say no.
Yeah.
We're going to move it. We're going to try different things. I'm pumped that we're finally going to hopefully going to get to do Minneapolis inside a football arena. Mm-hmm. I think there was a lot of pushback, people going you're not going to be able to see, blah, blah, blah. It's well, you're there for the event anyway. If you got bad seats in a basketball arena or, upper deck seats, you still can't see. It's just about being at the event.
That's why you go.
Yeah, and the other...
You don't have a great seat in any arena if you're, even if you're Matt's side, you can't really see the other mats.
Being on press row,
right? And if you're way up in a basketball arena at the top, it's not a good view either. You're watching on the Jumbotron then, too.
And a much bigger complaint that I sympathize with rather than, you can't see, because it's a sporting event. You can't see football games. They're little dots or whatever, is the access and the tickets getting too expensive because it's too popular. Well, if you're at a football stadium, everyone's going to be able to go if they want to go.
Right, higher supply.
The lower ticket numbers will be whatever. So that's kind of a tangent, but yeah, I don't know. But I thought New York, Philly's a good place. Anywhere in the Midwest, I'd love to see California have it. Iowa, Oklahoma, great places.
I do think it is kind of cool. I don't know where I fall on this. If I want one place to own it or if I like it traveling, it's so different for us because one, we're working when we go, and two, okay, well, Flo pays for our travel and stuff, so it's not like if I was living here and not working for Flo, I'd be like, oh, well, it should be in Austin, so I don't have to buy a plane ticket and a hotel. But I don't know. I think Kansas City has a great setup, like I said, with the Power and Light and T-Mobile right there. It's centrally located, new airport, a lot of great food and bar options.
But like what you said is why I don't think it should be at one place, because then it's much more disadvantaged for all the Northeast or the California people or wherever.
But there's something cool about Omaha having the College World Series, and it's this is what it's set up
You
for.
know that's where it's going to be every single year.
Right.
Great setup. Yeah.
Yeah, the baseball thing is because you need a whole bunch of baseball field, so you need like a specific.
No, they have
setup.
one. They have one baseball diamond that does the entire College World
Entire
Series.
thing. All right. Well, I think that's a mistake then. I don't think Omaha should have it. I think you should move it around. I think that's why they do it with basketball, and basketball is by far their most popular championship in the NCAAs, and they're going to keep moving it around, and I think they should keep moving the
Like I
wrestling
said,
one.
I don't know where I fall on it.
All right, we got a big-time rich boy in the chat.
Big time?
Nick Devlin, 1999.
Oh.
4 foot longs.
Ching, 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 ching.
4 foot longs for the boys. He asks, if D wins Big 12s, would he get the 3 seed no matter what, or would it matter what happens with Blaze and Caliendo at Big 10s? I think he gets the 3 seed.
Right. Well, Blaze will be undefeated.
Well, Blaze isn't going to win Big 10s.
Right. But I'm saying outside of Mitchell.
Yes.
If he takes second, he would probably have he would come out in the matrix higher.
Well, he's going to lose in the a conference placement, right?
True.
So he'll lose there. Winning percentage, RPI, all that. I mean, I think what I would probably look at is just D and Caliendo. They share a win. D's going to have a better winning percentage and conference finish.
Placement. Yeah.
He'll lose in like coach's rank, but I think he'll come out ahead in the.
It'll be enough to flip it.
Yeah, so
in
I think
the matrix.
I think D would be the 3. The simplest way for D to get the 3 probably is if Caliendo beats Blaze, but it's a good question.
Yeah, that is so. When you got just a killer like Messenbrink, that'll matter. But you don't want to. I mean, if you ask coaches or wrestlers, it'll be like, oh, I got to beat him anyway, or I'm going to beat Mitchell. But for fans, for pontificators.
Okay. Pete Stash. Is there another wrestler in the country who brings the level of excitement Jax does? You can argue who's better pound for pound all day, but does anyone compare when it comes to ability to bring in eyeballs?
I don't know about bringing in eyeballs or if you want to say excitement, but there is no one as chaotic. I feel like in college wrestling.
Yeah, I think he's a great example to use, and I think it's great that he's energizing a fan base. And if you were trying to bring in uninitiated, like I want to know how many people were at their first wrestling duel at Oklahoma State, how many people were watching on ESPN for the first time. And yeah, Jax is what you want. He is the prototype. He's the ideal type of wrestler to show people why the sport's great. I would say right now, I mean, I don't know if he's probably looking for current college wrestlers, but I think you got to say Bo Bassett also for just bringing in eyeballs. Right now, he is a wrestler that has got to be at least in that conversation.
I did like your Jax, David Taylor, KO analogy.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Jax is to David Taylor what David Taylor was to KO. All right. Actual Cannibal, where do the Rainies fit into Oklahoma State's lineup next year?
Anywhere they want. No. Yeah, they're what are they? I think they're planning. Didn't they already say like 133 and 149?
Does Jax go 33 again? Does Sergio go 49? Like, I think that's where you look at those guys moving around. They can redshirt.
That's what I was going to say.
Casey still has another year, too.
There's a lot of red shirts to be utilized, which I think is smart. And so you can say where people's weight is. You can see who's.
Plus, you got to start looking at the thousands of kids that are seniors in high school next year. David might go pluck another one.
Oh, you mean just convince them to enroll? Yeah, I mean they'll be lightweights, but where they fit in, that's the jigsaw puzzle that David has to figure out.
And before we knew Sergio was this good, it was like, okay, maybe I can't remember which Rainey is the lighter one off the top of my head. But it's like, oh well,
JJ.
Yeah, right. Maybe he can slide in. It's like Sergio, likely NCAA finalist this year. Good shot at NCAA finals this year. Like, then it's the whole like Tyler Kasak, PJ Duke thing.
All right, let's see if we got any more super chats. Just a couple more questions. Bobby Keble, can Aaron Brooks compete in RAF? If so, I think him versus Sedgelayev is the match to make.
I would assume RAF can do whatever the hell they want when it comes to drug testing.
The only thing, the only potential thing, and I have no idea. I haven't looked at like certain bylaws or whatever for if USA Wrestling is if it's like, well, that means whoever wrestles you is not allowed, or like because you can't train, you're not allowed in USA Wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what his.
So is Brooks not allowed to train at a RTC?
Correct.
Oh, that is big news. So he can't train he can't train at the actual NLWC
Now I don't
location.
know who's enforcing or how things are done or what that necessarily means.
Now, can he like go to?
But you're suspended from all Olympic wrestling type things. So anything that has the Olympic logos, USA Wrestling stuff on it is off limits.
Can he
is
go?
my understanding.
Can he go to Bo Nichols' top team gym and train with Kyle Snyder or whoever there?
See, that's where you fall into the maybe some gray area where it's like, yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm assuming he'll be able to figure out a way to get training partners and stay in shape and stay sharp enough one way or another. But it does limit you more than just you can't enter the U.S. Open and do international ranking series tournaments. Because this kind of was under the radar, but Gatsalov was banned for a substance, and then they threw his out. So he's back. But he wasn't allowed to be
the coach.
He wasn't allowed to be head coach. I mean, you are
Right.
not allowed to do anything if you're on that ban list.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would assume any training situation would have to be very carefully looked at. But as far as RAF, yeah, let's go for it. Set it up with Satchel Live. I'll watch if they can get it done and everybody agrees, then hell yeah.
All right, this is big for me. I inspired a Twitter handle, FRL Poor Boys,
Let's go.
at Boys FRL. Is Gabe Arnold the most snake-bitten NCAA wrestler this season? Irony intended.
Oh, because snakes.
Because he's a
snakes.
snake, because he's a herpetologist.
Probably. I mean, I can't think of another person who has had two calls not go their way so famously, in two of the biggest duels of the year.
He's just been in so many of those matches. I mean, he's up not at his ideal weight class, you could argue, I would argue, and the close ones are just devastating, and to what you said, the calls. So, yeah, put him up there. Good pun as well.
Yes.
Good handle.
All right, Booby Schwartz asks, early guess at what weight class they will finish with at NCAAs. My guess, 141, finish with Mendez, and 133 before that.
Good question, Booby. Thank you for your question, Booby. Sugar Schwartz. I think they'll probably just go weight order, right? There's no four-timers. That seems like about the only time they change it, I feel like.
I think because they changed a couple things last year, right? It wasn't just they moved one out of order.
Because Gable was back too, and there's no Olympic
Yeah.
gold medalist in the field.
But I hope they keep doing that. I mean, ESPN, is kind of on board now of the idea that we can construct this whatever makes the best broadcast, and I think they should keep doing that.
Didn't they start at 184 and then went back down?
Yeah.
I
that what
do not
happened?
think it'll be. Is that what they did?
Yeah.
No,
they
they
plucked
went
it
out of order. Yeah.
and then they did it. So if you can do that, then I hope they keep going, and I hope they just say hey, we want it. Whatever's getting the most hype, whatever they consult with whoever they want to consult with, and just completely
And then
reorder it.
Obviously, 133 will be the main event, not 141 or 157.
Yes.
Definitely not
Amen.
157.
All right. Mystic Matt, can Jax Force win a world title next year?
Actually, if it's no offense to these wrestlers, but if it's like Marcus Blaze, Lucas Bird, and we saw them in the Big Ten finals, and it was like a sudden
1-1.
victory, tiebreakers type match,
Perhaps not. Then is
but
what you're saying?
perhaps not 133.
Yeah, I just
would
hope they
be the
look at
final.
it, from a business audience perspective and excitement perspective, and say, here's what would be the most exciting finals. Let's just do it this way. I don't know. They may have said something. I think Jordan kind of explained it and was like, well, we have production meetings and we want to make sure everything flows and makes sense for the viewer. But I'm just saying, set it up for entertainment value.
All right. I was going to read the Mystic Matt one, but I'm going to read the Finn Stefani one. He's calling a shot, which I respect. I respect shot callers. I just realized the stage is set for the universe to restore balance from the J.O. Stieber call, and I can't get it out of my head. Freshman from Oklahoma State versus unanimous favorite, returning champ from Ohio State. I know CP isn't into momentum, but what's everyone's stance on yin and yang? So he's talking about Stieber
Do I
beat.
believe this is destiny
Stieber beat.
for Sergio
Yeah,
to
or
beat Jesse
Sergio
Mendez?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He might be onto something here. Gwen Stefani might be onto something.
Everyone bookmark Finn Stefani's tweet And if it comes true, then we can all.
I'm just thinking about the Yin Yang twins right now.
Oh, great callback. Shake it like a salt shaker.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that
It would restore balance to the universe.
the universe has been a little bit off balance these days.
Like I said earlier, sometimes when a match is 50-50 and you need a reason to pick somebody, you got to give a reason. He might just give me a reason. That being said, I don't think the universe is restored. I think Jesse Mendez is probably the 141 national champion come March 22nd.
Yeah.
Is it the 22nd? Is that Saturday?
That sounds right. That's the way it feels.
If not, we'll just move the NCAAs to make sure you're not wrong.
Amazing.
All right, Mystic Matt, can Jax Force win a world title next year? Aguyev getting old. It doesn't seem like Ono is really invested in freestyle right now. Well, Jax has got to make the team first. It's going to be tough.
Vito moving up. Vito looks very large these days, too.
Vito moving up, but Marcus Blaze.
He's going to be
Ono's still semi-invested because he got, didn't he get like a delay or something?
Well, he did, and then he didn't
Participate?
He didn't make weight. So I'm not sure what they're going to do, if he's going to go back down to 57, if he's going to wrestle at 61. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. But Aguyev, I mean, yeah, he's old, but he's still been really good. So I wouldn't say Jax is the favorite, but I'd pick him in the medal if he makes the team.
If Penn State pulled Ono from the world field from us for 2 years and didn't let us watch him wrestle folk style this year, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still would blame Ono for all that.
Okay. All right, I think that's going to do it. It's 9:40. We got a bunch of questions. Are we FRLing tomorrow or no?
No.
No FRL tomorrow.
Sorry. Also,
Oh, you lied to everybody.
I lied to
America.
everyone because I was lied to. I was told we would make Tuesday happen, but obviously that did not happen. Christian was able to call in from the road, though.
Good job by Connor Petros in the driver's seat too.
Well, way to not crash.
There was a
Keeping
lot
everybody in the
safe.
car.
A lot of what's a takedown question. I just saw this one from Connor for real. He says, I've been married for 7 years now. Is that a takedown? Does she still have reaction time? He wants to know.
Escape?
He wants to know if he's locked up forever. So I think that's beyond reaction time.
You can use reaction time however you want to use reaction time. So
Reaction time is a state of mind. Like I was really shocked by the question or by what CP said a ref told him, where it's like, hey, they changed the rules, so shouldn't we start calling things differently? I'm like, you shouldn't change the way you call anything unless it's being decided upon by the officials organization.
yes,
or whatever.
if it's coming down from the top and in
just-
rule books.
You can't just go like, well, they changed that rule, so in my mind that means I should start doing this. That's nuts.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Thursday is when we will be back. I'm 95% sure. If that's not the case, we'll let you know. But Thursday, 8 a.m. See you guys then.